According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, cleaning refers to the removal of germs, dirt, and impurities from surfaces. Washing, wiping, vacuuming, and mopping are examples of cleaning a surface. On the other hand, disinfecting refers to the use of chemicals to actually kill germs on surfaces. As such, combining cleaning and disinfecting is a powerful and common way to lower the risk of spreading infection. But you can't possibly clean and disinfect everything around you, right? It would be impractical to do those every day. So we need to be smart about it by focusing on high-contact surfaces. And by this, we mean surfaces frequently touched by our hands. This would include, for example, wiping with disinfectant your kitchen sink, inner and outer doorknobs, light switches, handles and handrails, tables and countertops, and even your remote controllers. The question is, what surface disinfectant is so effective that it gives you the peace of mind that it's actually killing germs you can't even see with your naked eyes? Well, 70% isopropyl alcohol is one such chemical. It can be used to both disinfect inorganic surfaces and still gentle enough to sanitize our hands. The problem is, it cannot and should not be diluted further. Doing so will make it lose its disinfecting properties. And there lies the problem. If we use isopropyl alcohol on both surfaces and on ourselves, it would be impractical and too expensive in the long run. You'll realize that your alcohol supply will run out too quickly. Thus, it's more economical to reserve alcohol for sanitizing our hands. So what then should we use to disinfect surfaces regularly? The answer is household bleach. Bleach is mostly water mixed with 5.25 to 6% sodium hypochlorite. Its disinfecting property is so powerful it can kill any of the 4 major types of pathogens, or commonly known as disease-causing germs. These are bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and viruses. Bleach is so strong that when you refer to most product labels, it will always include caution statements like avoid skin contact, and fatal if swallowed, and for cleaning and disinfecting only, and should be diluted further, even up to 100%. And as you will learn in this video, just 1 liter of household bleach can equal 99 liters of isopropyl alcohol as a surface disinfectant. So how should bleach be diluted? It's simple as adding water. No citrus to make it smell nice, no essential oil to be gentle on your skin, no alcohol nor any other chemical cleaner. No, none of those nonsense. You just need water. Because if you add anything else, you'll be causing 2 things to happen. 1, you'll have an inaccurate concentration, and 2, you'll cause an unwanted chemical reaction. And both will weaken or even completely cancel out the disinfecting property of bleach. So you might just end up with a solution that may smell nice but doesn't really kill germs and only gives you a false sense of security. Okay, so we'll only need water, but exactly how much water? To know the right bleach-water ratio to end up with a germ-killing bleach solution, follow the manufacturer's instructions on the product label. But if the instructions are vague or incomplete, then refer to other credible sources in your country. For example, if you are in the USA, your best bet would be instructions from CDC, which is a US federal agency under the Department of Health and Human Services. To prepare a bleach solution, they recommend mixing 5 US tablespoons of bleach per gallon of water, or 4 US teaspoons of bleach per quart of water, both of which will give you a 2% bleach solution. However, if you are in the UK, you wouldn't want to follow CDC's formula because 1 US tablespoon is a bit smaller than 1 UK tablespoon. In fact, 1 US tablespoon is just 0.83 UK tablespoon. So in this situation, you would want to refer to a credible UK public health authority if you are based in the UK. It gets even complicated for countries that use both the English and metric systems of measurement, like in the Philippines, where when it comes to measuring and packaging liquids, we use gallons and liters interchangeably. Thankfully, the Philippines Department of Health, or DOH, prescribes the creation of bleach solution with a standard dilution ratio of 1 in 100. In other words, a constant 1% bleach solution, regardless of the unit of measurement used. To use an analogy, for every cup of bleach, you need to mix it with 99 cups of water. In practical application, if you have a 1-liter container, you'll need to mix 10 milliliters of bleach with 990 milliliters of water. Or if you have a 5-gallon container, you'll need 6.4 fluid ounces of bleach with 633.6 fluid ounces of water. And you're probably thinking right now, the idea of mixing X amount of bleach with X amount of water every single time you need to make a fresh batch of bleach solution sounds daunting. Well, to make it easier, the trick is to always use the same container or containers of the exact same size and shape. Like this 1.5 liter of Coke or this 1.5 liter of Sprite. Their shape and size are identical. With that, let's make a 1.5 liter surface disinfectant solution following the recommended 1% bleach solution from DOH. We'll need a funnel, maybe a tablespoon, measuring spoon, household bleach, measuring cup, tape and marker, and a spray bottle. So I'm going to use this empty 1.5 liter bottle of Sprite because I think it's just enough for the surfaces I plan to disinfect today. Never make more than what you need for the day. Here's why. Bleach can expire. After 6 months from manufacture, it becomes 20% less effective after each year. Off the shelf, bleach is highly concentrated and is meant to be diluted, always. And its disinfecting property is activated once actually diluted. However, it becomes unstable and slowly loses potency after 24 hours. So the point I'm trying to say is, once you mix bleach with water, use it immediately. Otherwise, you're just wasting it. So I can use this empty Sprite bottle over and over. I'm going to draw a horizontal line that indicates 1.5 liters. And I'm thinking of using the level of Coke as my gauge for 1.5 liters. But I'm not too sure if 1.5 liters of Coke is truly 1.5 liters. So we're going to verify that in a minute. But first, whatever container you are using, always relabel with whatever you are intending to put in it. For example, I don't want anyone in the family to ever think that it's still Sprite inside this bottle. I want it to be clear that it's surface disinfectant, not alcohol, not water, it's surface disinfectant. Okay, so using a 250 milliliter measuring cup, we're going to determine at exactly what level on the bottle is 1.5 liters. 1.5 liters is 1500 milliliters. So we're going to put water in the bottle using this cup 6 times, which should total 1500 milliliters. And putting this bottle of water beside this bottle of Coke, we can clearly see that the Coke is actually a bit more than 1.5 liters. Anyway, I'm marking the water level with a permanent marker because that line will be useful every time we need to make a bleach solution later. If you're also using a 1.5 liter Sprite or Coke bottle as your container, but you only have a ruler at home and no measuring cup, know that the line is exactly 8.5 centimeters from the bottle cap. Okay, so while draining water from this bottle, let's determine our bleach and water ratio if we are creating a 1500 milliliter solution with 1% bleach in it. 1% of 1500 milliliters is 15 milliliters. Therefore, we need 15 milliliters of bleach and 1485 milliliters of water, which when added together gives us a total of 1500 milliliters. So I'm going to use this 15 ml measuring spoon to pour in our bleach. And just so you know, 1 US tablespoon is equal to 15 milliliters. But tablespoons are not created equal. Let me demonstrate that for you. As you can see, 1 US tablespoon or 15 milliliters is more than the common tablespoon we have at home. See the water overflowing? So this is why I would recommend as much as possible using measuring spoons or cups to get accurate dilution ratios. Over-diluting and under-diluting are both bad. Your bleach concentration needs to be accurate in order to be effective against germs. With that, let's open our 1 liter bottle of bleach and only pour exactly 15 milliliters or 1 US tablespoon into our 1.5 liter container. See how little bleach is needed in respect to this 1.5 liter bottle? Now, all that is left to do is pour in water. And we don't even need to measure anymore because we just need to keep an eye on that black horizontal line, our 1.5 liter indicator. Once the water level is near the line, make sure the bottle is on leveled surface. Slowly add more water and stop when it actually hits the line. Then we close the bottle tight and shake well. You do have the option to pour some of the solution into a spray bottle. This way, it's easier to apply the disinfectant onto a surface before wiping. Oh, and one last thing. Make sure that you also label the spray bottle properly. Now, you have a surface disinfectant that's hard on germs and soft on your budget. If you like more home DIY videos, please consider subscribing. This is Handyman 007. Thanks for watching.